Good evening and welcome to Tuesday night speedrunning here on the Nakapi stream. We are taking a crash from the blast. Crash flat blast. Clash smashed. A crash from the blast. A crash from the past. That's what I was trying to say. We're going to have a crash from the past. So set the scene. The year is 2020. I think the pandemic started at this point. I can't remember. Yeah, when I first started looking at learning Metal Gear Solid 1, which I always said is Metal Gear Solid 1 is the game that finally got me into speedrunning properly. After Metal Gear Solid 1, I became a speedrunner. I wasn't someone who just did a little bit of speedrunning every so often, as I had done for the past sort of 5 years. Up until that point. No, I finally became a speedrunner. But, hey, cause,
Something happened to me last Thursday when I was driving home. I had a couple of miles to go. I looked up and saw a glowing orange object in the sky to the east.
I never know quite what to do when Cosmos kicks in. I always feel like I need to do some, really sort of something weird and crazy, because it's just so, it's like it washes over you. Does that out? I've just hit the credits button. Might tell me when it came on. But yeah, I'm gonna turn the volume down a little. Still a bit loud. But yeah, I didn't speedrun it at the time. I just played it and was trying to get all the relics. And 100%. I have. This is not gonna work. I have actually. I did 105, 101, 105%. I can't remember. Each game has its own different version of which. This isn't the save. It's this. That 105. There we go. Still have my save. So this is my 105% save for. Hi Heidi. Hi Heidi. She's waving back at me. She's sat right there. Yeah, so this is still that same save. I've not removed this save. This is my 105% save for Crash Bandicoot 1, including, yes, that's right, Platinum Relic on Stormy Ascent. Stormy Ascent is the bonus level that was added to the game, to the Sane trilogy. I think it was DLC actually originally. Yeah, it's just comes as standard now. The Stormy Ascent, the special thing about Stormy Ascent is that it was originally in the Japanese release of Crash Bandicoot 1 on the PlayStation 1, but when the game got then released to international audiences, so to US and Europe, we didn't get this level because the developers felt it was too difficult for a Western audience. So this level isn't in the US and European versions of Crash Bandicoot 1. So when it came to the Insane trilogy, they remastered that as well and they put it in. And yep, there it is. That is Platinum, best relic you can get on Stormy Ascent, to just under 3 minutes. It is a horrible level, absolutely atrocious level, but that was a lot of doing. That took a lot of doing to get that relic. But yeah, I have in the past speedrun it. You can see I have Live Split open. I have times. Underestimated Western autism. They certainly did. Yes, you can see over there. I have on this side. If you're watching the vertical stream, I'm pointing at nothing. I have times. I still have my old split, but I never actually submitted anything to speedrun.com. I don't know why. I don't know why I never submitted it. Maybe it was I never quite had an official run, like one that I could run. I mean, you probably can't see it right now because it's very small on the screen. But I have to have an FPS counter since the old release. Since I was playing it, they've now got a new load remove timer. They used to have an old load remove time, which is still used for console runs, where it's like image based. So, you know, I've used image based auto splitters before. But what it does is it detects when the loading screen is on screen. It looks for the black in the loading screen, pauses your timer, but also the number of loading screens that pass order determines the auto splitter. This new version is actually tapping into memory. It is actually pausing when the game is loading rather than looking at an image, so it's a lot more accurate. There's no auto splitter with it as well now. It is just, so I have to split manually, which seems a bit sort of one step forward, two step back, but I can understand it because the old auto splitter wasn't a proper auto split. It wasn't using memory values to auto split. It was using the loading screen, just the loading screen appearing, and it said how many times does the loading screen appear until you split. So yeah, I'm going to have to get used to splitting manually again. Or who knows, maybe I have a look at trying to improve their auto splitter if I really get into this again. Yeah, I figured first thing I'd do is let's just go for a run. I've not looked into any new tactics. I've not rewatched my old runs or anything to try and see what I did before. I figured let's just go straight into it, do a run and see what happens. See what I can remember, if anything, and sort of go from there. I remember two specific speedrun tricks. It might be worth me just quickly having a crack at one of them. Which is here on Slippery... Raw dogging crash. Which is here on Slippery Climb. Might be worth just having a quick crack at the Slippery Climb one. See if I can still do it. This is the only like major speedrun trick that I really used. So I figured it might not be a bad idea just to... That's a great start. There goes my mask. Oh no. Cool, I get to keep my mask. Presumably because I fell off rather than actually lost it. Stormy Ascent was only in the Japanese release on PS1. We didn't get it in the West. Because it was too difficult for us Westerners. Stormy Ascent, but in Crash 1 in particular, you kind of, every level kind of is the style of every level is repeated. So you'll always get two very similar looking levels. So Stormy Ascent is the second version of this level. Oh, is it also cut from the Japanese version? Oh, bugger. That's not what I wanted. I need to wait for that bird to come back. There he is. Oh, only accessible by cheating. Oh, yeah, but it was still there. It was still in the code. Oh, This does not bode well, does it? This game and the speedrun relies very heavily on cycles. Everything in this game is cycle-based. Some are global cycles, so for the whole level. Some are local cycles, so only appear at certain, once certain triggers are passed and stuff like that. So really, it is a really interesting speedrun. And there's 4 different categories for Crash 1. You've got any percent, you've got 100, I think you've got like all gems, secret ending, and then 105%. Oh, great, a mask straight away. So we need a mask. This is the trick is here. There we go, first try. Hopefully. Ah, I fell off. So this is a trick called, I think it's called the hyper jump or something like that. And it works by like jumping into something like this. And it I don't know, it plays around with Crash's hitbox. I'm not sure exactly how it works. There is a good explanation for it somewhere. But yeah, what it does is it forces Crash really, really high up into the air, as you saw. I've got like loads of lives on this save, so I can practice it. And the idea being is I should try and get onto the wall above. I can't believe I did it first try and now I can't do it again. Sometimes it's recommended to change the FPS. Oh, Silent, thank you very much for the resub. Nice to see ya. An X-Class solar flare. I know, but I understand that, you know, sometimes that'll give you like perfect RNG, right? Was it a Super Mario 64 excuse or something on it? I can't do it now. I know you use the same trick in one boss, which is Koala Kong. But for Koala Kong, it's actually recommended you drop your FPS down to 30 FPS. That was it. Oh, bloody do it now. How did I do it? I got it right first try. And now I can't do it. It is a very very delicate trick. What the hell are you doing? That's not it. I don't want to try and put this into my first run if I can't do it. But now, since I did it once, I may have to look up a tutorial for this again. But it's like you kind of get Crash stuck underneath it. Oh, so it was in the other releases. Just it was only accessible by debug and dev and stuff like that. You have to like hit. I think you have to hit the center of it. I wonder if it's recommended to turn it down to 30 FPS. The only thing is, I think my graphics card will ignore that. Yeah, you can see that my my FPS is still up. Also, I've just freaking realized you guys can't see what the hell I'm doing. There we go. Now you can see. Jesus. Yeah, my I've got an FPS counter on because you have to have one for the PC version. But yeah, my graphics card kind of ignores the in-game settings. So yeah, cutting it down to 30 FPS does nothing. Because my graphics card's just like, no, you've told me to run it at 60, so I'm going to run it at 60. But also, I already know that I don't need to run it. I don't need to knock it down because it bloody worked first try. Come on. Why did it work once? Can't do it now. If I really get back into this and enjoy it, I will also look at running the PS1 version. I don't know what I'm doing. I've got no mask. I'm just frustrated that I got this first try. And now I can't do it at all. I'm not even close either. How could I get it? How could I get it once and then never again, apparently? Alright, fine. We'll do a run. We'll do a run without it. So maybe... Oh, no. Now I'm in the PS1. It's like I'm a PlayStation 1 now. Right. Need to go back. Back to 3DS. Oh, I'm a Yoshi and you can't shoot me. Using a CRT. If I had a CRT, I absolutely would, but unfortunately I do not. I have a PlayStation 1. But I imagine the best way of running on console is the old PSTV. Pretty sure I'd be cracking this bad boy back out again for it. Pretty sure that'd be the fastest way. All right, let's do this. Let's give it a try. Let's move my... There we go. I can see my screen a bit better. Although now when I turn my head... I suppose that's the only thing. I've not really thought this through with my camera and mic, have I? If I want to turn... Yeah. Oh, well. It'll do. All right. Let's just give this a go. 3, 2, 1... Go.
Start.
There you go. You can see that I've got 2 timers. I've got the in-game timer, removing the loading times, and I've got the real time at the bottom. Both are, I believe, both are required. Oh. I should not have lost a mask there. Mask management is very, very important for this run. Because I should be invincible right now. Other sort of general sort of tricks of the run. Unless you are invincible, Crash is fastest whilst jumping. So you'll see me doing a lot of jumping, especially up hills. Crash is fastest while jumping. Unless it's really out of the way, it is worth trying to break as many crates as possible, but not all of them. Sony PVM, is that the official Sony CRT? Because that's a really nice CRT. Right, we'll split as we start a new level. Okay, so we're now invincible, and this is the thing. We want Crash is fastest whilst he's invincible, and obviously just run through shit. So we want to use this as much as possible. Let's say breaking boxes. I want to break as many boxes as I can, without going too far out of my way. Wait here, because now I'm invincible again. Because they're at the end of every level, and I should be getting to every level without taking a death. I'll be rewarded, or I'll be told how many boxes I missed, and that big animation where it sort of plays out. Oh, I took an extra hit there. That was bad. It's ideal to try and get as far over that as possible. Yeah, and obviously that plays out. I think it's something like a quarter of a second or something for every missed box. Yeah. So you wanna obviously you don't want to get every single box because then there's a gem and the gem takes even longer. But you wanna. Oh, I got a gold split. It's a good start. Yeah, I see. I should be invincible right now. Yeah. You get the idea. You see where I'm going with this. Oh, am I right in thinking that I need to... There's another... No. I'm thinking the wrong place. We get invincible again. I think the next level's a mask reset anyway. Yep. Yeah, next level's boulders, so it's a mask reset. So we get these levels which are... we get these levels which are called mask resets, where you start the level with no masks anyway. And boulders is one of them. So it doesn't matter how many masks I had at the end of the previous level. I come into this level with no masks. So these kind of like act as like little mask checkpoints for us. As I say, mask management is like really, really important in these runs. That was bad. Not a great start to this level. This one's difficult because you want to be jumping as much as possible, but you can't, you know, unless you know the level really, really well. And say it's been a while. Yeah, you don't want to jump too much. So I'm going to play this one a little safer. But I'm looking forward to... At least I hit a checkpoint. I'm looking forward to sort of, you know, watching some runs or having a look to see if there's anything new. So apart from a couple of little glitches, I don't remember doing anything like super crazy. You know, or out of the ordinary when I used to run the game. It was really just that hyper jump in slippery climb that I remember. Oh, come on, Nick, you dumbass. Dumbass. What's a dumbass? Wow, I said, what's a dumbass? And Heidi next to me, and without a moment's hesitation, you. You. Let's try and be a bit more at the front this time. There's other little things I remember. Things like Crash's hitbox is slightly extended when you spin. So ideally, you want to get a little more out of jumps. You want to spin as you sort of jump off, and you can make jumps like that if you do them correctly. So upstream here, I said we will always start upstream with 0 masks, so... Oh, come on, Nick. That's what I'm talking about. Also, I really don't want to be dying, because ideally you want to have as many lives as possible for a couple of the levels later on. You know, like slippery climb, so that we can try that trick a few different times, but then we've also got to deal with the bridge levels. I can make that jump. I know I can. I think I'm jumping slightly too early. Oh, I'm not gonna. Swearing? What? Told you I could make that jump. Oh, I can't. I'm pretty sure I can't make that one though, and I've now lost my mask. So, yeah, I'm probably in trouble.
Shut up in there, will ya?
We got it. Finally got to 4, and that's it. 400. Now you got nothing. Absolutely nothing. Right, it's time to place a bet. Let's do a prediction. All about the friends you make on the journey. Oh yeah, I brought all the I brought all the prices down last week. I did mention this. I remember Papu Papu being really easy. Just bonk him. Bonk him. Bonk him. I don't remember if there was like a trick to beating him quicker. Just trying to keep an eye on my on live split, see what I did before. Yeah, my live segment's like... Oh, damn it! Oh, I'm actually dead as well. Nice. So I'm sure, like, you can beat that. You can... Yeah, I was waiting for no good reason. I knew you could do that. I knew this was quicker. There we go. That's also, I do also remember that at the end of the level, you should try and get into the middle of him. This level feels like a hate crime. That's a bit harsh. On to Rolling Stones. Again, I'm pretty sure I'm like massive behind on masks now. I'm pretty sure I should be on 2 already. But we'll just keep going. Main thing that I can't remember is how I'm supposed to deal with Ripperoo, which is the second boss. Ripperoo's got something to do with masks. That one's probably one I'm probably gonna have to look up again. Oh my god. Believe in yourself in the heart of the mask.
Liquid!
Hey!
Snake! Did you like my
Well,
sunglasses?
look who it is.
Oh, you point a weapon at your own brother?
Hey. There's lots of boxes in that one because there's 2 bonus levels that we don't do. Odds Hogwarts, another mask reset level. Yay, gold split. Get another one. We do want to be jumping as much as possible. I want to get ideally all but one box. Oh, I wasn't far enough over to the right.
A message from SGT Deagle. Rutabaga.
Rutabaga. What? This is the thing with jumping. Jumping whilst on the pig. It can kind of throw off the timing for these guys. I know I've already missed a box, so... I remember that, like, here, I shouldn't jump at all because I can easily just clip one of these and it's impossible to then actually deal with them. Okay, 23 out of 24 boxes. That's perfect. It is not a pig. That was not a great level. Oh, that low blow. Low blow. Oh. I was so annoyed with myself, like, instantly. Yeah, for those who missed it, I did my first ever live run of MGS3 All Keratons on Sunday at WASDA. It was good time. Pretty sure I wasn't supposed to take that hit. Oh, I remember there being a special trick with one of these. I know one trick is it. There we go. You can avoid the bounce. You can avoid the bounce from the you can avoid the bounce from the torches if you spin them. If you spin as you land on them, you won't bounce. Yeah, I did my first live run of All Keratons on Sunday at WASDA. It's a great event. I had a really nice chat with one of the organisers about Node CG and stuff like that. Yeah, this section you're supposed to, like, damage boost through. I jumped too early there. Yeah, so I did the run, and Razvet, during the Virtuous mission, completely forgot the frog. Just like, I left the room to go to the healing at the bottom of the river, and the moment I left the room, I was like, I know that I've missed this. So yeah, that was a little disappointing. I remember this level's called the Great Gate. I remember this being like the first really hard level. But there is a little trick we can do here. We go behind the level. This is fully intended, by the way. This isn't a speedrun trick or anything. This is fully intended by the, like, there's Wumpa fruit back there. Completely intended. But oh, okay, maybe I can't. Let's say if you, there we go. If you spin just as you land on these, you won't. There you go. Oh no, I lost my mask. Oh, I'm pretty sure I'm screwed now for Ripperoo. Ripperoo's going to take me a while. So I was like, there we go. Yeah, I'm going to go into Ripperoo with 0 masks, so I'm screwed. I did have to shoot Knuckles twice. Yeah, it was. The whole run did end up then being All Keratons -1. I was very apologetic. Because if I I have no idea how that was a gold split. Not a clue how that was a gold split. I'm pretty sure I've got a mask actually, so I'm okay for Ripperoo. I'm pretty sure it's that's the only mask in this level. There aren't any more. So that's where the problem for the problems with Ripperoo comes in. Because it's like there's different ways of defeating Ripperoo depending on how many masks you've got. I can't remember. There's another game where I massively prefer using D-pad to the analog stick with this one, as you may notice from my controller. Not a while waited for that. Oh, and there we go. That's okay. Now I'm screwed. Now I'm well and truly screwed. We'll see what happens. Hold your horses. Oh, look how many masks you miss on that one. That's crazy. I think maybe the reason why I never submitted to the boards with this is because I always wanted a run that was under an hour. Yeah, this is a level I'm going to have to go back and have a look at guide for. Remember how to do it. I'm pretty sure that's the first one. Yeah. But like, the easiest thing, if you've got like at least one mask, one of the easiest things to do. One of the easiest things to do is to just simply oh, bum. One of the easiest things to do is to just wait until you and Ripper are both next to the same are both next to each other and just spin a box. Oh, I think I hit that one a bit too quickly. Well, that was lucky in the end. That's definitely one I'd have to look at and remember how I do it. It's been a very long time. Apparently, I still wasn't that far behind my PB. Yeah, I can definitely see now why I never wanted to submit anything that I'd done. Sub-hour absolutely should be the goal here. All right, the Lost City. The Lost City is kind of a special level. It's the only level in the game where we have to beat it without dying, and we have to get every box. The reason for this is because there is a level much later on where we can basically skip the whole level. By using a gem. So it is faster, therefore, to get the gem in this level and skip that level. Let's say, in order to do so, I do have to beat this level without dying. It's kind of one of the perks of Crash 1. It didn't really, they made it a lot easier in later games, but Crash 1 was like one of the only games that said not only do you have to get every box, but you also have to beat the level without dying. I actually forget the name of the level. I talked earlier about how the level designs kind of come in pairs. So you'll get two levels out of the same design. So like we're doing Lost City now. There's a second level, I think it's called Sunset Vista, much later on, which is the same style of level. It's whatever the second version of the first level of the third island is. Oh, I always hated trying to get onto this bonus. It might be Castle Machinery. Nice thing about the bonus levels, it doesn't make too much of a difference because I'd already lost my mask. There we go. That's how you do the sort of extended jump. Level. If you die in a bonus level, it doesn't count as a death. So how I said I've got to beat the whole level without dying. That doesn't include bonus levels. The only thing is if you die in a bonus level, you do lose your mask. And I don't want to lose my mask. Well, I already have, so. I can't remember why I don't want to lose my mask here. I remember those, I'm pretty sure those can't be killed, except by jumping on them. Jump around there. Again, it's like, you get these horrible bits where, like, that, I only had that one chance to get that right. There's a trick to getting these boxes really easily, and I could never remember what it is. But this is one that I'd probably try and learn properly. It's five bounces on each of these, but like ideally you want to like spin them and destroy them nice and quickly. Damn it! So luckily none of these deaths count, but obviously it's just eating up more and more time. Oh, what I think it's like it's 5, but if you bounce on it once and then leave it for a few seconds, next time you bounce on it, it's just 1. It'll then destroy it. The timing for boxes is weird. There is a rule behind it, and I can just never remember exactly how it works. That's better. Oh, still not out of the fire yet. We've still got 3 more boxes to get. I've still got to get across all of these without dying. And there's this one. I've got to make sure I get that. Those 2 boxes break automatically. Also, there is a slight, if you're too fast, you will run through that gem and complete the level without grabbing it, which I've definitely done in the speedrun before. There we go. We are on track now to do what I was intending to do. Temple ruins. This is inside the temple, and this one actually does have some can have some funky routing if you do it well. Again, kind of helps if you've already got a mask coming into here, because there's some really fast invincibility you can do. And then later on, I remember seeing some sort of tricks and stuff that I'd not done myself. So yeah, you can like, I'm pretty sure you can like beat that, or you can like I think you can like hyper jump off. I don't know, there's something weird you can do in here. I can't remember exactly what it is. But yeah, if I'd already had a mask coming in, I'd be invincible right now. And that's how I can get across like that fire without taking damage. Oh, I remember these levels being quite difficult because of the very much 3D element of them. Ow. I know in the third island, there's some really crazy shit you can do with in some levels. This is like stuff that I've known about but never did myself. The last time I really looked at this run was GDQ 2023. SGDQ 2023. I was the host for a very late night run of the whole trilogy. I forget, unfortunately I forget who was who the runner was, but yeah, there was a runner who did the whole trilogy, and I was the host for that run. So yeah, I got to see stuff that I'd not seen before. At that point, yeah, I didn't know much about the speedruns for 2 and 3 anyway, but for 1 I got to see some really like crazy stuff that I'd not seen before. Right, we move on to the first of 2 really horrible levels. The first one is called Road to Nowhere. Ideally Oh, apparently I got a... How? How did I get a gold split? So yeah, the first one, this one is called Road to Nowhere. Ideally, if you can get into the right position, the easiest way of doing it is to do what I'm doing. You don't have to, but it is the easiest way of doing it. Whoops. Was it Mercats? Thank you. That does sound that does now sound familiar, yes. So yeah, and that was a really cool run. People really people started giving more donations for me to go wow, because everyone really liked the way I went wow. I got complimented by the couch for my woes. So yeah, I remember Merkaz doing some stuff that I was like, whoa, I've never seen this before. But yeah, in my host application to host for GDQ, I had said, yeah, they ask you, are there any runs you specifically know or would like to be a part of, or communities you know? And I said, well, I did run Crash 1, so I'm in the Crash speedrunning Discord. So if there's the opportunity comes along to do that, that would be pretty cool. So that's quite nice. I'm still in the Crash. Oh, right at the end. I'm still in the Crash 1. The Crash Bandicoot speedrun Discord. I never left. I've checked it out a couple of times. Apart from that, I don't think I've ever really been involved in a Crash Bandicoot speedrun. Like, we never the sort of year and a bit that I did Pixel Perfect, I think we ever had a Crash runner submit a game. Getting up on the ropes here is harder than it looks. The initial get on is fine. The problem with this is something they changed for the Insane trilogy. In the original, Crash's hitbox is a square. Certainly the bottom of his the bottom of his hitbox where his feet are a square. But in the Insane trilogy, they changed it to more like a pill shape, so it kind of goes into a cone at the bottom, which means the area Crash has for his feet to land in this case is a lot smaller than the original. So this trick is much easier on the PS1 version. You'll see that I'm having to sort of make, as I'm going along, I'm having to make tiny little adjustments. They're not helping. I'm still falling off loads. But it's very difficult to get absolutely perfectly on. So I am having to make like little tiny adjustments as I go along, just to make sure I'm still in the center. And yeah, it's very, very easy for Crash to just fall off. But... oh, I got a pity checkpoint. Yeah, after a little while, if you keep dying too many times, the game will give you a pity checkpoint or add an extra checkpoint. The box doesn't count towards your final box count for the level. But yeah, it's an extra checkpoint. Hey, got there eventually. Oh, look at that time. Beautiful. 1 minute 37 behind. Isn't it great? Love it. Boulder Dash, we get another... we do now get another flat mask reset, though. So, no mask to start this level anyway. Another mask checkpoint. See if I can do a better job of this one. When it comes to like relearning this speedrun, I do kind of feel like the best thing for me to do, certainly at the start, is to just do what I already know and get better at that. And then go, right, what new shit can we learn? You know, I'm not really sure there's much point in going and looking at loads of runs and stuff. Because right now, there's definitely more there's definitely a better time I can get just doing better. Hola. Also, I never got into any of the other crashes. I never attempted Crash 2 or Crash 3. It wasn't... Crash 2 and 3 get a little more complicated. Partly because it introduces sprint. And yeah, I was just not a big fan. I get the feeling this isn't my actual PB. I do remember, I think it's like almost impossible to do now. I recall that like the very first time you start this level, you can beat that, but on every subsequent try you can't. And my experience there seemed to suggest that that was still correct. Those lizards are the worst enemy in the game. I absolutely detest them. Ah, bomb. Sorry, Kenrithy. Hola was about as much Spanish as you're going to get out of me. Well, that's it. Certainly with looking at my splits, I say I don't think these are my actual splits. Because I feel like I was better than what... And I know I was better than what I'm doing right now. I'm pretty sure I'm better than what those splits were. But in any case, maybe that was just the best I could do in one sitting. In any case, I do feel like that I could probably get sub-hour just improving what I already know. I could definitely get sub-hour improving what I already know. So I don't see much point in trying to learn much new stuff until I've really sort of got a grasp of perfecting what I already have done. Particularly if I can get onto the leaderboards with what I already know. Oh. Learning the timings of some of these would probably be a good idea. There we go. That's better. There's another trick in this one later on. Which I can't remember. I remember this bit. It's quicker, much quicker to ignore that checkpoint. You see how much time I'm wasting not getting it. But it's a good job I got it. Because, yeah, now I've got to wait. Gotta wait for it, but... Obviously, it all depends on how... All depends on how confident I'm feeling. And as you can probably tell, I'm not that confident. I've said it before, I learned this. I actually learned this just before I learned Metal Gear Solid 1. I could have very easily... I basically did get to a point where I had a choice. I was like, which one do I want to focus on? Do I want to focus on Crash? Or do I want to focus on... I don't know why I'm waiting for this, dude. I don't need that. Do I want to focus on Crash? Damn it. Or... Could you not play to a metronome for timing? What, for... Oh, I see. Sorry, I see what you mean. Yeah? I suppose it could. It's probably just as easy just to actually learn the sort of ideas around the timing. Damn it, it's actually quicker to get up there. See if I can do it this time. Yeah, I basically sort of decided, right, what do I want to focus on for the foreseeable future? Do I want to focus on Crash, or do I want to focus on Metal Gear Solid? And I was enjoying Metal Gear Solid a little bit more. I felt I was doing better with Metal Gear Solid. And, yeah, I'm also biased in that Metal Gear Solid is my favourite game series of all time, so I went with that. But, you know, it could have quite easily become a Crash Bandicoot speedrunner if I'd chosen differently. Yeah, if you get the right cycles and stuff, there's ways of getting through those a lot quicker. Yeah. Oh, well, the question I then have to ask is, do I feel like I made the right choice? And hey, I went to GDQ, I went to SGDQ, ran Metal Gear Solid, and hosted Crash Bandicoot. So I think I've had a decent fill so far of both games. I've actively participated in GDQ runs of both games because of the decision I made. So, yeah, I'm gonna say that was the right decision. Around him. Pretty sure I remember. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I remember it is quicker to break those 4 boxes. Yes, yeah. If it had not been I probably wouldn't have run a Crash Bandicoot game at GDQ. I think that's probably fair to say. There's a Nick Dish speedrunning Donkey Kong Country right now. Right. There is a speedrun trick for Koala Kong, but because my graphics card doesn't want to change my FPS. That's a bold statement. They're 2 very different games. So yeah, there is a trick to getting to the other side of Koala Kong, but you need to drop your FPS down to 30 FPS to do it. And my graphics card is keeping the game at 60. It will not budge. So we won't be doing it until I can work out how I can get my graphics card to agree with the game. Instead of just like, oh, I'll just make it up. Yeah, if you can get to the other, there's an invisible barrier that separates Koala Kong from Crash. If you can get over it, with the hyper jump, then yeah, you can just run up to him and bash him, and spin him, and it actually does 2 lots of damage if you spin him. So the fight is over way quicker. But yeah, this game is a bit funky for like graphics and stuff. Obviously, I have to have an FPS counter on screen. I've had to throttle my graphics card and tell it to run the game at 60 FPS, because originally, the first time I sort of changed any settings to do it correctly, it was still running at 65 frames per second, which is illegal for the speedrun. Your frame rate has to either be 30 or 60 FPS. You are allowed to change mid-run from the game settings. Oh, I'm sure you can get through that without taking that hit. Or is it you're supposed to take that hit? I can't remember. The only thing is with taking that hit is it now means I've got no mask for the rest of this level. Yeah, you can. You are allowed to check. You are allowed to change mid-run, just for Koala Kong. As far as I recall, Koala Kong is the only reason to change mid-run. But yeah, I have to have my graphics card do stuff. The other thing is, because of the way the FPS works in this, it kind of if you're just relying on the game, the game sometimes will only run in will only set an FPS to a multiple of your monitor. So I'm having to play the game in full screen. I can't play borderless windowed. I can't play borderless windowed, and I can't play windowed, because if I do, the options I have for my FPS are 36 or 48. Because it will only set it to not a multiple, a factor of my of my monitor's refresh rate, which I have a 144 monitor. If I had a gold split. If I had a oh, that's annoying. That's opportunity for a mask gone. I'm pretty sure it's this way. Oh. If I had a 120 monitor, it'd be absolutely fine, but I don't. I have a 144, so it's a bit awkward with how that works. But yeah, playing in full screen fixes that problem. Very fast level, that one. Even without the mask. To generate room. Generator room is oh, what? Okay, wow, that was insane. Generator room is where there are some rather funky skips if you're willing and able, which I am not. Yeah, there's some crazy stuff you can do in here. Stuff that I will definitely be looking to learn eventually. Willing or able. I am not willing. I am not able, and therefore I am not willing. I think that's probably the best way of looking at it. It's things like jumping like from that moving platform that I was just on straight to this one. It's shit like that you can do. Like you cut out corners and God, I forget the level areas are so precarious. Stuff like that I'm trying and completely failing to pull off. Oh, if this was a Metal Gear game, we're like, yeah, bring it. I'll do whatever. I'll learn that crap. Platform, yeah. I mean, the only platformer I've ever really been good at is Klonoa 2, but Klonoa 2 is not a difficult platformer. It's also not 3D platformer. It's a 2.5D platformer. So obviously that's a bit different. And yeah, platformers in general are just crazy. Particularly ones that have been optimized as well as, you know, like Mario 64 and stuff like that. This is a great level. Really cool music. And if done well, you can just keep moving. You should never have to stop in this level if you do it correctly. You can just keep on running. Damn it. Just give you a bit of help with this one. There's actually little notches in like marks on the floor to show you where. Damn it. Marks on the floor to show you where the bouncing ones bounce. You can if you can just see on the grates, you can see the little bits of white. And on the stonework, you can see these grey patches. I need gun walkies. Oh, the other thing I remember about this level is because of the way the cycles work, it's actually much better and much faster to do it all in one go, because it's much more. You will end up having to stop and slow down, which is what I'm not doing here. Oh! Or completely messing up jumps. Oh, I think Alex is woken up. Alex is a bit of a poorly boy at the moment. He got sent home from nursery yesterday because he had a temperature. Had bit of a nasty case of the runs in the evening, so that automatically 48 hours off nursery. So I've had him at home today whilst I've been working. And he's got some really nasty, I can't remember, it's got insignio or something like that. trying to remember Pinstripe. Yeah, he's got some nasty, rash around his mouth at the moment. To Pinstripe, there is a trick where you hit him, you go and stand in that window, and you hit him just as, just as he starts. I think you need a mask for it. Yeah. Just gonna jump up on the table. So yeah, there is a way to slightly save a bit of time with that one. Hopefully he'll be alright. I can hear him now. He's a bit upset. So yeah, he's got some antibiotics to try and deal with it. The second of the two bridge levels, the high roads. If I remember correctly, I used to find this one easier than the first one. Probably because by the time I've got to this one, I've been playing the game for a little bit longer. So I'm better off with the movement. Oh yeah, I say the trick with getting up onto the rope is much easier on PS1. You can stay on the rope a lot easier because Crash's hitbox is much easier to deal with. Oh, he is not a happy boy. There you go. Like I said, I've always found High Road a lot easier than Road to Nowhere. That was much cleaner. In fact, that's probably going to be... oh, that is going to be a gold split. Slippery climb. Look at that. See, still not sure what's going on with these splits. I definitely had runs that were that good. I wonder if it's like... I know what it probably is. I think I lost all of my life split times at one point when I was like redoing my piece. I think I lost them all and had to... So anything that before that I'd lost and I had to redo. So I'm not comparing against the splits that I had like 4 years ago when I was first running. I'm comparing against whatever splits I had the last time I tried to do this run, which I think the last time I tried to do this run would be... There was a speedrun, there was a 24-hour charity event that I did, where 1 year where I attempted to, speedrun it during the 24-hour marathon. I did a run of every speedrun I'd ever learned. Up until that point. To give you an indication of how far I was with Metal Gear at that point, I think I only did Metal Gear Solid, Twin Snakes, and Ground Zeroes. That's how much Metal Gear Solid I'd learned by that point. I actually, during that marathon, was the first time I learned, because I decided to dedicate an hour of the 24 hours to learning the tanker in MGS2. So that was when I first started learning MGS2. That marathon. I think that might have been like my second marathon after I'd started learning Metal Gear Solid. You ever try 100%? I mean, I've got 100%. I've got a save file. I showed it at the start, but I know not everyone was here. But I've got a 105% save on here. So that's every level complete with every gem, every platinum relic, including Stormy Ascent, and any other bonuses. I certainly don't think I'd want to do 105% because that involves every relic, and that's a heck of a lot. But there's a 105% speed run. There's also there's an all gems category, which I'd be tempted by. There's also what's called the hidden secret ending category, which is you kind of need all gems to get it. So I'm assuming there's a thing where like you don't need absolutely every gem to trigger the secret ending. If you know the game, you'll know that the second to last level before the last boss is called the Great Hall, and all you do in the Great Hall. We'll give this a try. We'll give this one go. How many lives am I on? 11. We'll give it a couple of goes. See if I can do it. All you do is you just jump over to the exit. But if you've got all of the gems, you can ride those gems over to the secret ending. Which is just simply Crash rescues Torna. I want to say Torna is the female bandicoot. How many more lives have I got? I think I've probably only got... Let's only try this one more time. If it doesn't work now, I'll just do the level. No, we'll just do the level. Just do the level. I need to have another look at a tutorial for that trick. I can't believe I got it first try, and I've just not been able to repeat it since. So yeah, I'm assuming it's something like you can trigger the secret ending without every gem. It's like I'm assuming like because of the way Crash jumps, you can probably skip some of the gems. So that's probably an interesting one to start with. Yeah, I don't think I'd ever do 105%. That sounds a little out of my league. I don't know. Maybe. I suppose all 105% is you have to do every level twice. You do every level twice. No, no, they didn't add slides or sprint or anything for Crash 1 on the Insane trilogy. I can't remember if they added sprint. I can't remember if they did sprint. Like once the game was over. Sliding's great. Or I might be thinking of, I think I might be thinking of Crash 2, where the final upgrade after you beat the level. Yes, you can play as Coco. You can play as Coco in all three of them. Although in the third one, Coco still gets her own levels where you have to play as Coco, I think. I don't think you can play as Crash in Coco's levels. But you can play as Coco in every level. No, sorry. No. You can play as Coco in all of the standard levels in Crash 3, but any like the motorbike level, you have to play as Crash. Similarly, any Coco levels for Crash 3, you have to play as Coco. This is another mask reset as well, because of the way the mask operates in this level. It's not... the mask doesn't carry over, and any masks you had previously don't matter. So yeah, it's just another one. Oh. Right, I got it. Yeah. Crash. I think I do believe Crash 3 is the best of the three. There's so much in Crash 3 that's really cool. Crash 1's still my favorite. But I do think that Crash 3 is really good. Oh, I'm massive. I'm not. I mean, I'm a bit biased. I'm not actually that big a fan of Mario. Very formulaic at this point. There is a second one of these levels. I can't remember what it's called. But it's a bonus level we don't have to do. I think it's that one. You see how the track goes up? Goes up there. Whoever suggested Castle Machinery was the level we were essentially going to skip. You are absolutely correct. It is called Castle Machinery. Oh no! I wanted to keep that mask. Oh, I was going to get a. Oh. On a tiny CRT. I remember Crash 1 being one of the first games that I played on a PS1 over at a friend's house. You know, I had a friend who lived two doors down from me. Had a PlayStation 1 in his bedroom as well. I was like, oh my god, you've got your own console and you get to have it in your bedroom. That's amazing. Like, for me growing up as a kid, it wasn't until the first time I ever had my own. I think when we first got our, we borrowed a PlayStation 1 from my dad's workmate. I think at that point I might have taken like the Sega Mega Drive into my room. But yeah, back then, when I knew this kid, I only had a Sega Mega Drive, and that was always kept in the living room. I mean, in fact, at that point, I didn't even have a TV in my room. It wouldn't be for quite a few years until I got a TV in my room. I remember getting it for Christmas. Me and my brother went on a few Christmases where we both got the same things, but in subsequent years, and I was always the year behind. Even though I've got a little brother, he got everything a year before me. So he got a TV in his room a year before I did. And that's because the first year we decided to do this, I wanted an electric keyboard because I was still learning music and electric keyboard at school. And he'd given up electric keyboard by that point. So he got a TV and I got an electric keyboard for Christmas. And then the following year, I got a TV and he got a hi-fi for Christmas. And then the following year, then I think that my mum and dad switched it to us being birthdays because it was like, it's too expensive as getting you both something really big for Christmas. So we'll get you something big for your birthdays instead. And you can have smaller stuff for Christmas. And at that point, he then got a guitar. And I got a hi-fi. Did I play Jungle Strike? Not on. No. I was like, I then realised you said Sega Mega Drive. No, I can't say I've even heard of Jungle Strike. I am on 0 lives. I am going to die. I had not realised I was doing this badly. Yeah, I can't say I've ever heard of Jungle Strike. And I was mainly playing Sonic. Sonic 1 and Sonic 3 on my Sega Mega Drive. Oh, and of course I was also playing International Superstar Soccer Deluxe. which International Superstar Soccer is what would eventually become Pro Evolution Soccer. No, I did not have Streets of Rage. I've played loads of the 3 Streets of Rage games, but I did not have them as a kid. I had a friend who had a Sega CD. Oh, there we go. We'll do that. I had a friend who had a Sega CD, and they had the Sega CD, which was Golden Axe. Oh yeah, that's so yeah, that's the level we skip. Yeah, Golden Axe, Streets of Rage, and something else. There's a swag walk you can do. Space Harrier? No, that doesn't sound familiar. Oh yeah, those one-ups were great, weren't they? There we go, swag walk. Yeah, if you do this, if you do it correctly and you time it, you can swag walk. You can swag walk all of his hits. He's gonna throw. Ah, I suck. And then finally, there's a trick for the second part of this. Let's see if I can remember exactly how you do it. There is an actual speedrun. There we go. And done. There we go. Yay! I remember the speedrun trick. And that's Embryo. Wow, I clearly screwed that fight up, whatever these splits were. This is a really cool level. It's quite tricky, but as long as you keep moving, you'll kind of like hit all of the correct triggers, trigger times. A lot of cycles, but most of them are... There's one cycle right at the end, which is really, really tricky. And a royal pain in the bum. Yeah, I remember really liking this level. Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh, that's even more unfortunate. There's a... Oh, yeah, I missed a frog. Yeah, I did miss a frog. I was bad. Wasn't even a difficult frog. So, what you're supposed to do here, there was a sign... just before that checkpoint, there was a scientist. You're supposed to hit that scientist dead on straight forwards. So that he then hits those TNTs for you. Oh, bum. Yeah, it was the last one. It was the last frog in Razvet of the Virtuous Mission. I defeated Ocelot, and because all I've been practicing is any percent recently, I just instinctively, as soon as I say I beat Ocelot, the cutscene beat Ocelot. I just instinctively ran straight away, completely forgot. This room is horrible. No! So I'm gonna have to try and redeem myself for Oh. I'm gonna have to try and redeem myself for Lifeline for Linear. I can now 100% confirm that all keratins will be a donation incentive for Lifeline for Linear. As far as an incentive for WASDA goes, they realized, I asked the tech guy I was working with just before my run, which one I was doing, like did the incentive get met, and he said, we actually never worked out how to do incentives, so you can just pick whichever one you want to do. And I was like, and he said that they timed me. They'd given me the estimate for all keratins. So I was like, oh, in that case, I'll do all keratins if that's what the estimate is. But I'm pretty sure it wasn't, because I'm pretty sure I was massively overestimate. So yeah, that was. I'll be perfectly honest. It wasn't a great one. If you didn't watch my Wazda run, you didn't miss much. It was not good. But that's all right. Right, on to the Great Hall. Great Hall is complete. And final boss. It is all good, and it's the first time. It's actually the first time I've ever done all keratins live. I mean, I've not done that many live events. First time I've done Metal Gear Solid 3 live. Prior to, at least I've realized at least you get to come into this with a mask. You only get whatever masks you bring into this. It's always nice if you can get a... And there it goes. This is a kind of nasty. Oh, that bit's always tricky. Trying to hit that one is a bit tricky. Yeah, it's been a while. I can't remember exactly the order. From now on, I will not have a mask, so I now have to do this perfectly. But I should be able to anyway. But yeah, thinking of live, trying to think of live events. I've done. My first ever live event was UKSM. I did Unmetal. Second ever live event, I think, was UKSG. I did Unmetal. That's it. Now I remember. The N on his forehead, yeah, Neo. And final hit coming up. He just fires. Time. 1 hour, 17 minutes, 25 seconds. Not great. Not great at all. But I at least did it. I finished it. Which is better than nothing.
You're pretty good.
I would say that. I'm good. Yeah, my initially, I think, because I do want to stick. This one I do want to stick with. I know we tried Donkey Kong Country and I kind of gave up after one stream because I just realized it's going to take me all year to try and learn that run. Nasty. It would be nice to give this one a decent go again, because I love this game. You know, it's one of the first. I learned this before I learned Metal Gear Solid 1. I do really enjoy this game. So I would like to stick with this for a little bit. And I think my initial goal is going to be to get sub-hour with the tricks that I already know. And then, once I've done that, start looking at new stuff. And then, if I've still really enjoyed it, I could learn 2 and 3. I think my initial interest after this will be to learn the PS1 version. And it would be cool. I do like my trilogy run. I do like my trilogy runs. Rugrats Angelica's fashion show. I'm gonna go out on a whim and say no to that. So if I had a decent way of capturing Sega Mega Drive, I definitely would try and do more Sega Mega Drive stuff. I've got my Sega Mega Drive is a bit out of action at the moment. I've got mine, but it's actually right here. Here's my Sega Mega Drive. Yeah, but it's currently in bits. It needs a decent clean. It needs working out exactly what's wrong with it because it doesn't work properly. Yeah, it needs a bit of TLC. It's actually fire. I'm not surprised. So yeah, I'd love to do more stuff on this, but I also don't have a great way of capturing it. At some point, I'd love to actually do flashback on this and actually do a console run of flashback. Again, HDMI Sega Mega Drive plays cartridges. If I could get one cheap, I'd be tempted. I do have Heidi bought it for me. I don't actually know where it is. Heidi for 1 year for Christmas. Heidi bought me a little Sega Mega Drive. The Nintendo NES. They did a Nintendo NES one. Well, there's been a load of like unofficial Sega ones. So yeah, she bought me one. It comes with a load of games pre-installed on it, and it came with a cartridge. Yeah, like the PS1 Classic. So I've got it. Here it is. There we go. Let me there we go. Sega Mega Drive Arcade Classic wireless game console. Manufactured by Hantat Technology Limited. This is not the light. You can't see because of the light. There you go. So yeah, works. This does work. You can put old Sega Mega Drive controllers in it. It does also come with 2 wireless ones, and they're connected by LED, or LCD, or wireless, or infrared. Probably infrared. If you just switch it on with no cartridge in, it has a bunch of pre-installed games. It also came with a cartridge that has a bunch of extra games on it. I've got that cartridge up there somewhere. I don't know if this would be legal for speedrunning, though. I mean, it is being run on hardware. I don't know if you can call it official hardware because it's 80 games. You definitely can't call this official hardware. So I don't think it would be legal for speedrunning. But it just has a single audio and a single video output. So unfortunately the audio isn't great because you only get left or right. But I don't have I have one capture card that will capture it, and it doesn't work very well. But I'd definitely be if I could get an HDMI Sega Mega Drive, that'd be interesting. But the only game I'd really be interested in speedrunning that I own is probably Flashback. Just trying to look up my Sega games up there. Castle of Illusion. I also speedrun Castle of Illusion. I mean, maybe it would give me more of a reason to finally learn Landstalker or one of the Sonics, maybe, or Lion King. We do own Lion King. Heidi's speedrun Lion King. If Heidi can learn Lion King, I'm pretty sure I can do it. That's oi from the other side of the room. Right. So with that, I think the best thing to do now is to do one of them there. Oh, I've just pushed. Mega Drive HDMI adapter is about 20 quid. That sounds perfect. My mouse isn't working. Echo the Dolphin. I mean, yeah, I'd have to maybe... Some of these I'd have to buy. What is it? There we go. I got my mouse back. Right. Let's reset that.
Reset.
Thank you. Look at I can see my Sega Mega Drive collection from here. So I can tell you that I own Sonic 1, Sonic 2, and Sonic 3. Although they're not up there, they're actually downstairs in a display case with the rest of my Sonic collection. But I do have Sonic 1, 2, and 3. Lemmings. NFL. I think that says NFL 93. Starring Joe Montana. I don't own a copy of Michael Jackson Moonwalker. My parents have still got. I've got a copy of the Amstrad CPC 464 version of Moonwalker, which I've never played because I could never get it to load. But yeah, that's my parents' house because they've still got that. I should get that off them at some point. Micro Machines Turbo Dominant 96, The Lion King, Ferrari Grand Prix Challenge, Shadow Dancer Revenge of Shinobi, Castle of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse, International Superstar Soccer Deluxe, Landstalker The Treasures of King Noel, which I have been tempted to learn, PGA Tour Golf 2, which is not bad when it comes to golf games, and of course, Flashback. Those are all of the games. Well, those are all of the games I own. However, as I said, this little Sega Mega Drive console that I've got has a bunch of games pre-installed. I'm pretty sure all 3 Streets of Rages are on there. And I've got, let's say there's this. Give me 2 seconds. Tell you what, let's take a break. Let's go for a break. When we come back, we'll do another run of Crash Bandicoot. And also, I'm going to see if I can find this stuff. So, see you all in just a few minutes. In the meantime, you tell me what other Mega Drive games I should be looking at. ISO? Yeah, but I know what. If we're going to do it on console, I want to do it on console. Oh, yeah, I'd also... Well, if I could find an HDMI one, then yeah, then I could actually do it on console properly. That'd be cool. Hey ho, welcome back everybody! We're going to do another run of Crash Bandicoot. But before the break, we were talking about Sega Mega Drive games. I found my little cartridge and I'm going to have a quick look and see if I can work out what games are on it. So we know what I could potentially do if I decided to go down that route. Welcome back. So I found the cartridge. So that's what came with 40 bonus games in one. So that's hey Thomas. So that's what came with the little mini Sega. These, I get the feeling these weren't anything special. These are all like really cheap tacky games. But I'm gonna see and quickly look online and see if I can find 80 games. 80 games Sega Mega Drive. Yes, here it is. That's I found one online, but it's not the one I've got. I just want to make sure I'm looking at the right one. An article why you should avoid the 80 game Sega Genesis / Mega Drive. The console is incapable of playing them. Doesn't have a list of every game. It doesn't have, it doesn't include a list of every game that's on here, but it does include a list of every game that's on the console. Mega Drive titles include, it says includes Alex Kidd, Altered Beast, Columns, Comic Zone, Echo the Dolphin, Golden Axe 1, 2, and 3, Kid Chameleon, Rystar, Streets of Rage 1, 2, and 3, Sonic and Knuckles, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Vector Man, and Virtua Fighter 2. Yeah, it says, yeah, it just says apparently it's not very good to try and play. I'll be honest, I haven't actually played with it that much. It's more of like a little collector's thing that was cool. Yeah, I'm trying to find if there's a list. Sega Mega Drive Flashback. Okay, there is a list. I'll paste the. So I'm not going to read them all out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, it's definitely. This is definitely the right one. Yeah, it seems like most of the bonus games that are on this are all just like not good. They're games that don't even have their own Wikipedia pages. Yeah, they don't even have their own Wikipedia pages, so that I wouldn't worry too much about. Apparently, it had some Game Gear games on it. But that might be only. I don't know. This says Mega Drive variant. Apparently had the Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3 on it. It's funny that it's got Sonic and Knuckles and it's got Sonic and Sonic 2, but it doesn't have Sonic 3 on it. Shadow Dancer. Yeah. So yeah, those are some games that I could play on that, but probably not worth it by the sounds of it. Afraid you're being deported. Crap. It'd be difficult to deport me since I'm born and bred in the UK. Also, this is the UK and not the US. We have no ice here. I read an interesting, just before I started the stream, actually, I read an interesting thing that told me everything, really did kind of sum up where America is at the moment. Wikipedia, as we've just been talking about Wikipedia, Wikipedia has a system in place that it has been trialing in some authoritarian countries for a while, where you can post and edit Wikipedia anonymously. It will not take your IP address. Whereas normally when you edit Wikipedia, it asks for your, it takes your IP address so that it can, block your IP address if if you're someone who's just breaking Wikipedia or whatever, or trolling. But no, they've been trialing methods of doing it without being shown, without your IP address being shown, and that is now ready in America because they are concerned about backlash from, and specifically in the post that I saw quoted Elon Musk and the government and other things. Well, the schools tell you not to use Wikipedia because because anyone can update it. So it's not, you can't necessarily 100% confirm that it's always going to be accurate. I always think if you're going to use Wikipedia as a guide, use it to find other, use it, but then go to the sources that it claims. I've edited a couple of bits of Wikipedia that you go to the sources at the bottom, and that's where you go to. It's Wikipedia is absolutely an invaluable tool. It's amazing. I've done my fair share of Wikipedia editing. I tried to set up a Wikipedia page for Metal once, but trying to set one up is a pain in the arse. And then there's a whole thing about like copyrighted imagery, and it was just a pain, and I just couldn't be arsed in the end. So I gave up. I wrote my own wiki on the fandom wiki instead for that. That was much easier. So yeah. Wow, America's fucked. I hadn't realized just how fucked. But hey, at least you got Golf of America Day. The rest of the world is going to continue. The rest of the world is going to continue to call it the Gulf of Mexico because it's the Gulf of Mexico. But oh well. I guess we'll all be laughing when Canada becomes the 51st state. You can't take any of it seriously. Oh, he's so serious. Genuinely believes. He does genuinely believe that Canada is going to become the 51st state, and it should. It's just so delusional. Like, America, what were you thinking? You fucking idiots.
Darn you, Crash Bandicoot!
Oh yeah, I accidentally loaded up the final boss, so we're doing the final boss again. We're not really. Oh, hang on. You have to wait until you've actually got control, and then you can quit. Right, let's boogie on over. America should just calm down in general, I think. Oh, in case anyone wanted to see it. Oh, no, this isn't my... Oh, what this... Oh, it's the save that I've just done, isn't it? This is the Great Hall, and this is where you can... This is where the secret ending is.